We're Break the Cycle Global. We're creating sustainable solutions of hope in East Africa. We're empowering local African communities by building new schools with your help. In addition to an excellent education, kids are receiving food, clothing, and medical supplies, sadly for many, for the first time. But you can help make a difference. As little as $1 a day can help a child have access to these basic needs. Donate online today and help us give hope to East Africa. You can learn more about all of our projects by visiting breakthecycleglobal.org.
Hamjambo, welcome from East Africa. I'm John Kellogg, Director of Break the Cycle Global. Thanks so much for giving us a few minutes to share a little of the vision, mission, and some of the strategy we're using to work together with our friends in East Africa. East Africa is a very beautiful place, and only more beautiful are the people who live in it. Unfortunately, there are areas that are still very challenged economically and culturally. I notice the Soroptimists believe, as do we, that education is one of the fundamental building blocks to help women and children have an opportunity to reach their full potential and change their cultures to ones that are thriving instead of surviving. We use a Christian Montessori teaching method to breathe destiny and purpose into our staff and the children they serve. With that in mind, I would like to briefly introduce you to some of our administrative staff, a couple of our teachers, the particular challenges they face, as well as a couple stories of our children. Steria is a great example of an amazing Samburu girl with a huge heart full of love for children. At 23, she is a single mom with 3 young ones of her own. Out of the kindness of her heart, she was teaching these children under a tree for the past few years until we invited her to bring them into our building and begin schooling them there. I'm happy to say that she is now a part of our teacher training program, and I will tell you a bit more about that in a minute. By training and hiring her as a teacher, we are able to help her provide for her family's needs while bringing change to future generations. It's important for us to find teachers from the same tribe and region, as they are more aware of the needs particular to their tribe and locale. I have a special place in my heart for the Samburu people. They have graciously given us 5 acres to develop and made me a managing member of the Nkotea Conservancy. But more important, this tribe of shepherds and warriors have given us an opportunity to breathe destiny and purpose into their children. Though some of the cultural practices are hard to understand, we have been given an opportunity to help bring change where needed. One of the cultural challenges we are dealing with is the young girls are circumcised between the ages of 9 and 11, and many married within days. Soon they're having babies and stuck in a cycle with no opportunity for education or to live full and productive lives. One way this is being overcome is offering education. Slowly, we are seeing some openness to changing these ancient cultural practices. Some of the other challenges we face in Sura Adoru is there is no running water, power, or medical facilities nearby, and most people have no means of transportation besides walking. We also face wildlife challenges as the elephants continue to knock down the fence around our school building. Once we receive the needed funding, we will fence the outside with an electric wire powered by solar, which will provide better security from these disturbances. Now let's transition to Mathare, the oldest slum in Nairobi, Kenya. I would like to introduce you to Cleopa Adele Otieno, who is the National Director of our schools in East Africa. We were able to help him complete university, and he has proven himself to be a trustworthy, wise, and kind leader for our Christian Montessori program. Rafael Opondo is our head administrator and loved by teachers and students alike. He is the one the children, many who have no father, look to and trust with their deepest secrets. These two lead our group of teachers and assistants, as well as facilitate our Christian Montessori Teacher Training Center located in the heart of this slum. It is small and simple, But through technology, we have been able to harness the power of the internet, online training videos, and an incredible U.S. facilitator, none other than one of your own, Norma Morris. She has helped to train 5 teachers this year, and as we are able to find scholarships, we'll train another 10 teachers in 2019. This allows us to expand our footprint in this slum of over 500,000 people. We have an amazing group of teachers serving the children in our schools in East Africa, and I would like to introduce you to a couple more who have agreed I can share a small part of their stories, with the point being that though they have each experienced huge obstacles in their lives, they are taking advantage of the opportunity we have given them and are working very hard to learn the skills and gain the education required to be certified as a Montessori teacher. This empowers them not only to make a living to care for their families, but also an opportunity to create a positive environment in the middle of what you will see as a very challenged and dark location, giving these children an opportunity to be productive and thrive, not being swallowed up by their surroundings. Let me introduce you to Evelyn Odongo. She's 23 years old and single, having left a physically abusive relationship to protect herself and her child. She finished her secondary education and is currently in Norma's 2018 Christian Montessori teacher training class.
Hey, I'm Evelyn Achille. I am 22 years old, live in Madar. I would like to thank the Break the Cycle Global for giving me this chance to work with the children to support myself. I would like to join the Christian Montessori to train as a teacher. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Lillian Adiambo. She was born in a rural village out near Kisumu, but moved to the city after high school. She's currently 33 years old and finished secondary level education in some college. She is single, as she was also in an abusive situation, and has one daughter, 8 years old, named Georgina. She would like to attend our Christian Montessori Teacher Training Center in 2019, but currently works as one of our assistants.
Hi, I'm Awino Lillian. I'm 30 years old. I would like to take this great opportunity to thank Break the Cycle Global. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the organization for giving me the opportunity to work with children at Madare. I would also like to join Christian Montessori School to work as a teacher. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Leah Lubanga. She was born within a few feet of our school in Mathare Mabatini, but now she's 22 years old, having lived her whole life in Mathare. She did finish secondary school, but had to do manual work to pay for her school fees and help support her widowed mom and sister. She currently has a son, 2 years old, named Jabril, and is single, as she also was in an abusive situation. She has been a great part of our group there in Mathare Mabatini in the school, and has studied this year and is graduating in 2018 from our Christian Montessori Teacher Training Center.
I'm Leah Andeso, born and raised in Madare. I want to take this opportunity to thank Break the Circle Global for giving me a chance to work. Also, I take this golden opportunity to thank the organization for giving me an opportunity to study with the Christian Montessori. It was very difficult to me before I did the studies, but now I can handle little children, and I just send my gratitude to each and every person who supported us.
We have some of the most beautiful children in the world, and as I show you pictures of them in our school in the slum, I'll tell you a few stories. Our classrooms are places of security and light in a very dark place. Our children live in small tin structures with no running water, no bathrooms, no power, just a tin room that probably leaks in the rain. We provide porridge in the morning and a hot lunch every day, most likely the only food the children receive, and it's definitely the best. Many are living with a grandparent or a single mom. Some are actually orphaned with nowhere to go, and we help to facilitate their care. But we've seen real positive changes in the lives of our children and have also been able to help family situations. Cleopa and Raphael will meet with the caregivers and work to help them improve their situation. I'll only use first names and just tell a couple stories, as it's really all one needs to understand the desperate situation in this slum. Every morning we gather the children together. There's about 100 attending our school in Mathare Mabatini. And the teachers and Raphael are able to look the children over as they're very familiar with them and see if there's mood changes or physical changes. And we do have an opportunity that because of our favor and influence in the community, the local hospital has given us vouchers. So if we see something going on, we can contact the parent and then come with them to the hospital and they'll help the children. Patricia is 4 years old. She was born in Mathare Mabatini, and her mom is single and doesn't really have any work experience or abilities, and she's not educated well, so we find that she's often away at night. In one of the challenges we had was we noticed something was wrong with Patricia and took her to the hospital to confirm and found that she, in fact, was being sexually abused at 4 years old. So we were able to intervene on her behalf and provide her a better, safer situation. A young boy named Damien, 4.5 years old, about the same age, and he had a father, but his father had mental problems and was very abusive and torturing the family in a violent way. So in that situation, again, we intervened with authorities, and the father was made to leave that family so that the children were in a safer place. A young boy named Warren is 5 years old, and in his situation, his mom does work. She washes clothes and does manual work because she doesn't have any formal education. But he's had a breathing condition since he was born, and so we're able to monitor that on a daily basis. And if we see that he's having challenges with breathing, as he often does when the weather becomes cooler, then we're able to notify his mom and then take him to the hospital and get help for him. One of the young boys named Jackson, just a wonderful kid with a beautiful smile that'll run up and give you a big hug around your neck. We found that he was acting very strange, and so Raphael took him to the office, and which is a safe place for the children. And the young boy confided that as a 5-year-old boy, his father had been raping him. So again, we spoke with authorities who then confronted the father, and he's no longer in the slum or a part of Jackson's life. Reason for these stories is to just show that we are not just an educational facility, but in all the areas we work, we're really providing nourishment for the physical body so that the mind can learn and develop. We're providing and intervening and being an advocate as needed for home situations and unhealthy situations that the children find themselves living in. We're able in cases to provide clothing, health care. And so it's a very exciting opportunity. We're seeing already impact as we see little bodies begin to develop, and we are able to take them from some of these horrible situations. And we're seeing smiles, and we're seeing them learn and develop. So it's a very exciting opportunity, even though it's in a very dark place. Right now we have a system that is scalable, it's duplicatable, and we are continuing to look for those that would partner with us and help in financing this mission in East Africa. So on behalf of the leadership, the administration, the teachers, and all the children that we serve in East Africa, Asante Sana, Asante Kabisa, thank you so much for giving me this time this evening to share with you a little bit about the work that we're doing in East Africa. Would love to have you partner with us as you see that we align with helping the women and the children in these marginalized and very poor areas to help break the cycle of poverty, to help educate these young minds so as they grow that they will change their cultures from the inside out.